There is something about old Minecraft that is almost therapeutic. I can wander for hours exploring and creating my world the way I desire. There aren't tons of mobs trying to force me to progress in the game. There aren't lots of bosses or an end credit screen. It's just me and Minecraft battling it out for survival. There is something of a peace that comes from exploring early Minecraft, and I really think it ranks as one of the best gaming experiences in the history of gaming. It's not that I am going to sit here and say that modern Minecraft is total garbage, because I'm not. I know most videos like this paint modern Minecraft as a pariah. I think it too is a great game in its own right. The two are just different. It's like trying to compare Fallout 1 to Fallout New Vegas. At its core, the two games are developed to give the player two different experiences. Today, on Poseidon Films, we explore just what it was about old Minecraft that made it such a great experience. In the description, I went ahead and made a playlist for all of our Minecraft videos, so if you enjoy this one, then consider checking that out. One of the primary things that I think old Minecraft got perfect in terms of its design was the fact it was a completely open-ended game that left the adventure completely up to the player. There really was no end boss, and there wasn't a progression leveling system. Instead, as the player progressed, they were left completely to their own devices to decide how the rest of their gameplay experience was going to be. There aren't a ton of ores, there aren't a ton of mobs, there isn't a ton of stuff to do, but in a way that makes it feel like there is more to do. That may sound confusing, but let me put it this way. In old Minecraft, when you are building a base, you aren't doing it because it's better against a certain mob or will do better in the endgame. You're building it because you like it. You aren't worried about developing a farm or guaranteeing food early in the game. You just do what you want. In the modern game, I feel like there is almost a to-do list put in the player's mind on what to do next. They need to secure food, they need to get better tools, they need to find Endermen, they need to get to the Nether, they need to find a stronghold, and they need to get to the end. Since they have added a story and a way things are supposed to progress, it makes the entire game feel different. Sure, you can just ignore this stuff and play the old way, but you still need to get a bed at some point, have stable food, and most of the stuff in the game is designed to help you progress through the game as needed. Something about the lack of things to do in old Minecraft allows your creativity to thrive and makes it feel much more open-ended in terms of progression. I also think that the softer block palette gives an entire vibe of a simpler era, while the new game looks great and definitely has a distinctive Minecraft feel. The more simple color palette makes things feel retro. I don't know if that is a good enough way to explain it, but the older texture pack certainly makes things feel a bit more simplistic. I can already hear the comments telling me to just download a texture pack, and if you want to do that, I won't stop you. I am just saying yet another difference between the two that makes the older versions just feel simpler and more enjoyable sometimes. I also think Minecraft has undergone a bit of a power creep over time. Usually in a MOBA over time, characters have to get more powerful as the game gets older to make things fun and interesting. Over time, this usually makes older characters and things less enjoyable and can even make the game feel cluttered with too many options. While Minecraft doesn't really have powers or anything competitive, we do know that the game has been out for quite some time, and with that the list of things to do and collect has grown endlessly. The game can feel kind of cluttered at times now, and thinking about all of the things in the world just makes it feel different. There are tons of new ores and mobs that spice up the game, and they are cool in their own right, but overall just make the game feel different. The modern version of Minecraft feels like a mod pack to people who have been playing since the early days, and while that is fun in its own right, it just isn't the same as it once was. While everything that has been added to Minecraft has at least some die-hard fans who would hate to see it go, overall the game has begun to feel bloated and like there are almost too many additions to what was once a simple game. Like I said at the start, I respect modern Minecraft and don't want it to die. I understand that games need to evolve and change over time, but I can't help but respect the way older Minecraft was able to do so much with so little. It takes a really special package to be able to capture the world's attention in such a simple way. Another thing I personally have come to be fond of when it comes to older Minecraft is the fact that things aren't overcomplicated. I know that goes hand in hand with everything we've already mentioned, but let's think about something in modern Minecraft that is unenjoyable. Grinding netherite is just about as fun as getting a tooth pulled at the dentist, but has become a core part of the progression of the game now. If you didn't want to do something in old Minecraft, then you really didn't have to. There wasn't a part of you that knew you were actually making the end game harder for yourself in the long run by avoiding it. Yes, I know that is part of the fun of making your own challenges, but I don't want to have to create a situation to put myself at a disadvantage. I want to be able to just log in and have a leisurely stroll in a world without a care. in the world of what is going on. Old Minecraft was a game I enjoyed like Stardew Valley, a good way to spend an afternoon with nothing else to do but game and relax. Modern Minecraft really does play like more of an RPG that has open world elements as a side benefit of the game. It is fun for sure, but it doesn't play like a truly open world sandbox in the way it used to. I do think Minecraft being bought by Microsoft has brought on a lot of these changes too. In the past it had an indie charm to it. Now that it is owned by a behemoth, it has become obvious that regular updates and content additions have become key to keeping the money printer going. They want to keep this game going as long as possible, and constant updates is how they think they are going to keep profits flowing. It has worked. Few games that have been out as long as Minecraft can still say they have new sales every month. There are always new players picking up the game, and the additions do have their place in the game. I just think some of the charm that came from being a labor of love have fallen to the wayside as the game has grown. Some things that have been added as quality of life updates also have changed the way people approached problems in the past. The Elytra totally changed the way transportation takes place in the game. While people used to get creative with boats and minecarts, now the entire plot of survival builds has changed quite a bit. They also changed the way food works entirely. Back in the day, getting food out of mobs was a grind. Now some animals drop 2 or 3 different pieces of meat every time you get them. The hunger bar is what really caused this change, but that changed the flow of the game because now you needed to keep plenty of food on your person to go on long adventures. It isn't that any single change really made the game too complicated. It was more like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Each change made things just a bit more complicated, and over a decade, it has created a game with a totally different feeling and gameplay cycle. The new game does feel like a solid experience, but nothing will ever come close to the magic that the alpha and beta version of the game were able to capture. Maybe it has something to do with how old I was when I was playing that version of the game, and this new generation will feel the same way about the current version of the game someday. It would be dumb to make this video and not at least address the nostalgia allegations. Obviously, a huge reason so many people look back at this version of the game so fondly is because it was important to their childhood. It's true of any game, but especially someone that became so culturally relevant, like Minecraft. This was a game that really had a part in raising a generation. While that is a sad comment on modern parenting, it is natural that it would have a very nostalgic game for millions. I also think the simplicity of the early game combined with this nostalgia is like a super recipe to be looked at when searching for simpler times. It's the same way I look back on games like Oblivion and Morrowind. Sure, they might not have held up the best, but they'll always have a special place in my heart. Mojang has even acknowledged that a lot of the changes they've had to make have been a result of accidentally changing the game too much. For example, they've admitted that the addition of Elytra primarily came down to the biome update in 1.7 that stretched out the map and made it so that faster travel was actually required to have the gameplay enjoyably. They've also gone on to nerf cave systems, ravines, and most other things that players had come to appreciate in the past. I understand that they literally have a job to do and need to make changes to the game in order to keep players interested. However, sometimes it feels like they've begun to act like other developers and just add things and think about it later. Sprinting also really did shift up the speed of the game. Mobs felt like much more of a threat in early versions of the game, since escape wasn't as easy as sprinting away for a second and hitting them with a sword. Now it feels like the advanced movement has made the things that used to make the game exciting feel more like an annoyance. I personally sometimes feel myself getting genuinely annoyed when I have to fight yet another zombie who isn't hard to fight, just needlessly time-consuming. It also changed the way you set up worlds in the game. In the past, you had to use more creativity to make sure everything in the world was close enough to be useful. In modern times, you can just build stuff wherever you want, and it's not a big deal. The simplistic gameplay of earlier versions really was just the perfect blend of open-world creativity alongside some slight bumpers to keep you on track. The systems made the game feel a lot more mysterious, and the different health systems alongside a slower game pace added a layer of a survival challenge that is sort of missing from the modern version of the game. I know we can never create a time machine and go back, and I do want to give Minecraft genuine credit for their launcher, where you can at least go back and enjoy these older versions of the game even to this day. Most games aren't like this, and once your old version is gone, it is lost forever. At least Mojang allows us to go back and relive some of our nostalgia often. That is just a short video on my feelings about original Minecraft and just what makes it so great. It has a special place in my heart, and I don't think that is ever going to change. It will always be one of my most favorite gaming experiences of all time. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you pressing the like button and leaving a comment down below on your own feelings about old Minecraft. We are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year and would love your support on our way. We post gaming videos like this every week and actually put a playlist we made about Minecraft videos in the description down below, so be sure to check it out. Thank you all so much for watching.